Did you know that you can send Husk literally into orbit and fall damage does percent damage? Hey guys, it's Shedek, and in today's video of Building Blocks of Trapping, we're going to be covering every single floor trap in the game. That's right, wooden floor spikes, floor launchers, retractable floor spikes, tar pit. You know, that trap actually has a use. Personally, I don't use them, but they actually have a use. And they're incredible better counterparts to floor freeze trap, flame grill floor trap, the patrol ward, which actually does something, and the campfires, which are without a doubt the best healing traps in the game. So let's get started with the best trap in the game, the floor launcher. Alright, for this clip I'll be using a max level floor launcher with 5 impact and knockback perks and 1 durability perk. Now the reason I'm running knockback and impact is so the husks can fly further into the sky, and for that reason is why this trap is amazing. So with one use of that trap, you can see that that smasher took 80% of his HP, which is absolutely insane. And now with another use of the trap, the smasher is down. No trap can compare. Your favorite gas traps, you think those are the best in the game? Wrong. Those cannot compare to a floor launcher, because it would take more than 2 uses from a gas trap to kill a smasher. But with floor launchers, you can do percent based damage because of fall damage. Fall damage is percent based damage, not, you know, a big old number that you can get like from a gas trap or anything like that, or any other trap. That's why floor launchers are the best traps in the game, and that's not even the only use for this trap. There's way more things you can do with it. Now here's another thing you can do with floor launchers. If you use natural spawns, or like your objective is close to a house and there's a basement, you can destroy the house and destroy the basement and create a natural pit where husks can't escape from. And when that happens, like the objective husks that are in the game, they will explode. Now the reason that the smasher didn't explode is because it's a natural spawn in the game. Those husks are exploding because they're patrol spawns. Basically, their only goal is to kill me, and once they can't fulfill that goal, they Kermit it. Yeah. Now the smasher over here, since it's objective, it can't fulfill it. It's gonna keep waking up and keep falling asleep because, you know, it can't kill me and it can't escape. It's decided, well, there's nothing else I can do, I might as well sleep. And let's move on to the next use before I end up sniping the smasher to oblivion. Another use for the floor launcher is, say your objective is relatively close to the edge of the map. With that in mind, you can angle the husks with the floor launcher and launch them off the map. Because of, you know, being off the map, they'll instantly die and it's an easy kill for you. There's also another use for the floor launchers. It's just stalling the husks so they can't break your walls down as fast as they usually would. Of course, you've seen this in multiple stall builds, but it's also very good in just regular missions. It would always be the go-to trap to place down in any mission. And that's about it for this trap, you know, one of the best traps in the game. So let's move on to the second one. Alright, so let's move on to the second best trap in the game, the wooden floor spikes. Now, you might be wondering, why are my wooden floor spikes rare? Why don't I have a legendary floor spikes? I mean, I am max level and the cheesiest boy around. I wish I had some cheddar on me. But, like, you know, shouldn't I have legendary floor spikes? No! Legendary floor spikes and wooden floor spikes both share the same ability. So what floor spikes do is they slow down husks by, I think, 30%, I will check in post, for 2 tiles. Now let's move on to some gameplay and show you that in action. Floor spikes in action have a unique ability. At first, they do a small amount of damage, but they also apply a slow that can last for up to 2 or 1 tiles depending on when the husk last touched the floor spike. So, there's no reason to actually have floor spikes in succession. That's just very inefficient because you're not using that whole slow. There are other ways to use the floor spikes. So, let's show off a trap tunnel. So in this trap tunnel, I have inefficiently placed floor spikes, and I'm not going to properly do that. Instead, I'm going to break them and then place 1 floor spike so I can get that slowness, and then a damage trap in between this trap and another floor spike so I can efficiently properly kill husks. It's best to use a floor spike, a damage trap, a floor spike, a damage trap, so you can slow down the husks and kill them. That's the best way to run floor spikes for trap tunnels, and that's the only ability of floor spikes. So we should start talking about why I have my traps rare. So the reason why I'm using rare floor spikes instead of epic floor spikes or legendary floor spikes is because of the cost. So the cost for a legendary floor spike per floor spike is 8 planks, 2 duct tape, and 2 twine relative to the evolution of the trap. So the rare ones cost 6 planks, 1 duct tape, and 2 twine relative to the evolution of the trap. So basically every 2 duct tape I can craft 2 rare traps instead of just 1 freaking epic or legendary. So it's just much more efficient because the epic and the legendaries, they still have the same amount of duration. Of course they can get more damage, but screw damage on floor spikes, you know, they do like max 10k, while your retractable floor spikes can do a maximum of, where is it? Well, if I had my stats, it would say around 90k. So yeah, that's the only reason why I'm running rare, and you should be running rare floor spikes too. It's more cost efficient than any other trap, and it only works for floor spikes in that sense, because every other trap will do more damage with the rarity, except probably tar pit, you know. And now let's move on to the next one. Now let's move on to the third best trap in the game, the retractable floor spikes. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference between retractable floor spikes and the flame grill floor trap? Well, the flame grill floor trap is pretty obvious. It does best damage against nature enemies, weaken damage against fire enemies, and low damage against water enemies. Retractable floor spikes, however, does the same amount of damage to each type of husk, but it will do more damage against physical husks. So let's jump in action and show you some methods to way to use the retractable floor spikes. Now, I'm sorry for actually saying that retractable floor spikes are the third best trap in the game. That is wrong. But let's look at the trap in action. It does a great deal of damage, but it's totally outshined by floor launchers, because floor launchers can do a lot more damage and kill a lot more. Well, they can kill the same amount of husks. But look at that. Bang, all those half HP, and that will happen for like blasters and smashers too. They'll all take half HP, or they'll all take the same amount. What's going on with those guys? They'll all take the same amount of HP. But retractable floor spikes are good against all elemental types because they do the same amount of damage, while floor launchers just do massive amounts of fall damage. So I'd say they're pretty good traps, but overall they're not the best trap. I would say they're a C tier floor trap, while floor launchers are S tier and wooden floor spikes are A tier. But I'll get to that in another video. Now let's move on to the next and final trap of this video, the tar pit trap. So what I've done here is I placed a tar pit trap at the front of my tunnel, and this is not the way to use them because the tar pit trap will get absolutely destroyed within seconds. So the tar pit trap works like this: any husks that step on the trap will get slowed down, and if you shoot the trap, it ignites and deals lots of damage, which is cool and all, but that uses a durability, and every husk that steps on it uses a durability. So the proper way to see it's already gone, it's been 30 seconds. The proper way to use a tar pit trap is to set down a trap tunnel, and then at the end of your trap tunnel, place it down so that the husks that haven't taken enough damage, like blasters, mist monster stuff, get stuck, and then they take damage from your like a gas trap or something like that. It's basically pause them and then use them. But that's basically what the floor freeze trap does, but I mean, you can shoot it. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it for this trap. There's no other ways to properly use it. I mean, maybe you could place it on a ramp. I doubt they coded that in. Let's actually test it just, you know, for the sake of it. You know, might as well grab another 10 seconds, am I right? Okay. Traps crafted. I really doubt it. Oh, wow, you can. What would be the point of that? I do not see it. But yeah, basically place your tar pit traps at the end of your tunnels, and then let the gas traps and all the other traps do work. Maybe you could prop a broadside down, you know? This is just a good old choke point, and just bam. Nothing they can do. Now I got Alright, and that's about it for this part of the video. So in the next edition of Building Blocks of Trapping, I will be covering the rest of the traps. But for now, I just want to end it off here. Don't like to make too long videos because I gotta, you know, somehow make this entertaining. And that's about it. Leave a comment on what you think about the video and what you think about the traps. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.